All right, you guys. So today we're going to get a look at two very cool figures that I'm very glad to have in the 6-inch line to complete my Jedi prequel era. So we have our Luminara, Undali, and Shaak T figures again in the Black Series 6-inch line from the Attack of the Clone Wars figures, guys. So really cool stuff. Very excited again to have these figures. So getting you a look at the boxes, our Black Series logo at the top, our figures in the window with their accessories, their sabers. You have your Star Wars Attack of the Clone banner right there. Warning label for and up, Hasbro logo on each one of your boxes. Very cool stuff. Let's get you a look at the side panels on the box. So getting you a look at the side panel on each one of our boxes, you have a Luminara here. Very cool with the silhouette of the burnt orange going up into the black and white. And then next to her, again, Shaak T, again with the same images. These two characters are actually right behind each other, number 7 and 8 in the line. So some really nice stuff there for the side panel of your box. Again, you have your illustration for both of your figures, your Black Series logo, your blurb for each one of your characters there. Again, as I had mentioned, your Luminara is number 7 in the Attack of the Clone Wars line, and your Shaak T is number 8 in the Attack of the Clone Wars line. Your attention, all of your other readables, Hasbro logo, Disney logo at the bottom of the box. So some cool stuff for both of your figures. And then for the blurb for each one of your figures, and we're going to go through these as quickly as possible, guys. So for your Luminara, a green-skinned Manarian Luminara Undali served the Jedi Order during the final years of the Galactic Republic, fighting in Clone Wars battles such as Geonosis and Kashyyyk. And then for your Shaak T character, a wise and patient Jedi Master, the Togtula Shaak T fought in the Battle of Geonosis and supervised the training of Clone Wars cadets on Kamino. So again, very cool blurbs for each one of your characters here for your Black Series line of figures. Very cool stuff. All right, guys, and we're back around the front. So we're going to pull each one of our figures out of the box. We're going to get a look at the detail. We'll go over the articulation for each one of your figures, guys. And then, of course, we're going to get both of our figures in a very cool diorama. So please do stay tuned. All right, you guys, so pulling our figures right out of the box, and right out of the box, I do love both of these figures. I think they're absolutely amazing. First off, it is the soft goods. I always appreciate the soft goods. The molded goods, sometimes it's hard to appreciate that because it just doesn't add the depth to the figure that I believe the soft goods does. Now, it would be nice if they could add like a little wire in some of the clothing, just so you can get some really cool poses with the costumes. However, there are ways around that for us toy photographers. So that's not really an issue, but it would be nice if Black Series added that in to some of the wardrobe, specifically, obviously, for the soft goods that you get on some of these characters. But I can really appreciate that for these two characters because they have some absolutely awesome looking outfits, and we will get a closer look at both of these characters' outfits in just a quick moment. Starting with Luminara, I have a great appreciation for Luminara. I think we've had a little bit more time with the Luminara than we've ever had with Shaak T. I know there are some deleted scenes with Shaak T as well that involve Anakin. I don't want to spoil that for anybody who hasn't seen that deleted scene, but if you haven't seen it, I would go on YouTube and check it out. It is quite telling. And then there's also a couple of different versions of this particular scene that I'm talking about, that involves different characters. So I guess it's up to your head canon what the fate is of Shaak Ti. But again, I'll let you go ahead and discover what those deleted scenes are on for your own determination. So very cool characters. I like both of these characters. Again, we're going to get a look at the details starting with Luminara. Let's get started with Luminara. So getting you a closer look at Luminara. She is just absolutely awesome. Very, very cool figure. And again, I'm excited to have her as a part of my collection in the 6-inch. I did get this in the 3 1/4 size. And I believe it also came with soft goods as well. So again, I can most definitely appreciate that. This even comes with a hood on the cloak that you'll never be able to use because obviously her headdress is not removable. But that's still a very nice detail to add on the coat there. Very, very awesome looking stuff. So she looks awesome. Love the detail there. That is really, really nice. Look at the detail on her. Just, she is great looking. Just absolutely great. I like the face sculpt as well. Just as I would imagine that the character would look. And the boots, the soft goods skirt. Very nice. She just looks absolutely awesome. And then on the backside, just a great look, great looking character. Very, very nice. A quick look at the saber and the hilt. Looks good. Nice green for your lightsaber itself. There's small little details, the little paint apps on the hilt, which are really nice. Lots of texture on the hilt as well. Very, very cool. And then for your articulation, she's going to give you a straight arm like so. Elbow bend that goes up about that far. Now, obviously, she will give you the 360, but the head skirt does get in the way of that 360. So you're limited to her raising her arm about that far and the arm going back about that far. So that's what your range is for the arm, which is fine. I don't know if you ever really need to have her raising her arm. That is her saber arm, I believe, her good hand. So I'm not, you may be a little limited actually in regards to the poses that you can do with that arm. Yeah, because of the head skirt, she's only going to raise her arm about that far out or up. Now, of course, with the elbow up, she will be able to get the saber over her head. So you will still be able to get some very nice, like, overhand swing poses there still, even though you're limited with the range in the arm, but that's going to be the extent of how far she's going to be able to raise her arm, which I think is okay. Yeah, but she is limited as opposed to your average figure, simply because of that molded head skirt. And then incidentally, since I always like to talk about the soft goods versus the molded, I understand why the head skirt is molded and not soft goods. You would not get it to stand in this particular manner, and that is the look for the character. This is how her headdress has always looked at all times. So yeah, the soft goods for the head skirt would not work, as much as I would love it to be a soft goods where I can get her arm raised up a little bit higher than that. But I definitely see where the molded head skirt is far more effective here than a soft good. So again, I may talk a lot of mess about molding, but there are its perks to it when it comes to the look and the design of a character. And I think this is a perfect example of it right there. So again, even with the limitations with the head skirt, she is still going to give you a very, very good T-pose. You have a twist in the elbow, a twist in the wrist. Right wrist is going to give you the up and down motion. Same with the left wrist. Again, up and down motion. In the leg area, she's going to kick out about that far. A knee high that goes up about that high. She has that double joint in the knee, so she kicks back all the way back. Very nice. She has a really good wide stance that's not limited by any molding of the skirt, so that's cool as well. You have a twist at the thigh. There's also a twist just under the knee. In the ankle, she's going to go down that far, and she goes up about that far. In the torso, she goes down about that far. She goes back about that far. You have a very good left to right twist. A very, very good range in the torso as well. The head area, she's going to go down about that far. She looks up about that far, not too much range in the head. She will give you a good left to right twist, even with the head skirt, so that's cool. Just not a lot of range to the up and down area. You still get a little head nod as well. So even with the limitations of the headdress, the molding to the headdress, you still have a really, really good range of motion with the articulation that I don't believe is going to hamper you too much in regards to posing this figure at all. I think she is absolutely awesome. The look is absolutely awesome. And as I mentioned, the headdress doesn't work unless it is a molded headdress. So it is most definitely necessary. So excellent job with this figure. Very, very awesome, guys. And that is your Luminara Undali figure for the 6-inch line. Very, very nice. All right, you guys. And then getting you a look at your Shaak T figure again. She is really, really awesome. I love, again, the soft goods. Just can't say enough about it. Just some really, really nice stuff. And I love the color patterns as well. Autumn colors. You have the, I guess, more or less chocolate brown robe with the orange skirt and the butterscotch scarf, which is really nice touch. And all of that matches the middle, I forget what that is, part that both of these characters have, but I love the design. It just looks really, really nice. So I love the color patterns for this character. Even how her skin matches her skirt. That's just a very nice touch. She has a great look. I think she's awesome looking. I think the face sculpt is really nice. Very good representation of the character. It's really, really cool stuff. She looks absolutely awesome. Just love the color patterns for this character. Really nice. A quick look at the saber. Both characters only come with their sabers. That's their only accessory, but I mean, I don't know what else you would include with them. But very nice. There's the hilt. And again, you have some small paint apps there, but not too many. And the blue saber, just a real nice look for your lightsaber for Shaak T. So she's going to give you a straight arm like so. Elbow bend that goes back about that far. She is going to give you the 360 all the way around. No limitations there. You have a twist at the elbow, a twist at the wrist. You also get an excellent T-pose as well. She's going to kick out about that far. She's going to give you a knee high that's about that high. She's also going to kick back extremely far with the double jointed knee. Very nice. And then of course she is going to give you a very, very nice wide stance as well. Very nice. You have a twist at the thigh, another twist just underneath the knee. The ankle goes down about that far, goes up about that far. Also have the twist in the ankle as well. In the torso, she goes down about that far, back about that far. Good left to right. You also get a very nice range in the torso as well. In the head area, she goes down about that far, looks up about that far. She turns left very well, right very well. And then you get the head nod as well. So some really good articulation with your Shaak T 6-inch figure for the Attack of the Clones 6-inch line of figures. Very, very nice figure. Very cool. All right, you guys. So I wanted to kind of pull out all of my Attack of the Clone era Jedi that I have in my collection. Obviously, it doesn't include all of the prequel era Jedi that we have. Qui-Gon is not pictured here, which I do have, but obviously he would not have been around during the time of Attack of the Clones. And then, of course, there's a couple of figures that just simply have not been produced in the 6-inch line that are missing from this particular shot right here. So I just wanted to get you guys a look at all of the figures from this particular era. Attack of the Clone era figures right here. To my knowledge, these are the ones that have been produced, for the exception of the Yoda right here. That Yoda is from the archive. It is actually the only Yoda that I still have with his saber, or the only Yoda that I believe was produced with his saber. So that's why I included him here. Obviously, he still has the clothing that he had in Empire Strikes Back, as well as Return of the Jedi, I believe, as well. So he isn't quite exactly a correct depiction of the Attack of the Clone era Yoda, but he is as close as I have, and I most definitely wanted to include him in this particular shot, simply because he does come with this saber. So that's why, again, I did include him in the shot, but he isn't exactly the Attack of the Clone era Yoda. There was one that was produced with Commander Gree. It was a 2-pack. That is actually a Revenge of the Sith version of Yoda, but probably a closer version. I don't have that Yoda and Gree 2-pack, so this was as close as I can get to including Yoda in this particular shot, guys. So there it is. There are your Attack of the Clone era action figures as they have been produced so far in the line. Hopefully we will get more from the prequels and add to our Jedi core for this particular era. But very, very nice. I'm very excited to add Luminara and Shaak T to this era of the Jedi Order. Very, very nice and cool stuff. And then also to give you a comparison of the figures against their counterparts as well, is why I wanted to give you a look at the all of these figures together, guys. So there they are, guys. Very, very cool stuff. All right, you guys. So there you have your Illuminari Ndali figure and your Shaak T figure for your Attack of the Clone figures for the 6-inch Black Series line of figures, guys. Very, very cool stuff. Really like these figures, specifically for the soft goods. And I do like the color schemes for each of their outfits, the different colors. I think they're absolutely awesome. A great addition to your Jedi order for the prequel era of figures. So absolutely awesome. Really, really appreciate that they've given us these two Jedi in the 6-inch line. I look forward to getting more so I can complete my full Jedi order for the prequel era, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. What do you think of these two figures? Have you picked them up? Have you added them to your collection? Let me know. Put those comments down below. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost, may the Force be with you always.